everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Lifting. Today's lifting episode is being recorded on 10/27/24. This is the Lifting's Halloween episode. I'm here with Ryan again today.
What's up?
We're doing Baldur's Gate 3, I believe, today for our creature feature. So I now open this circle to true benevolence with no conflicting agendas as of this moment in time. So, Ryan, go for it.
All right, well, we're watching the opening sequence to Baldur's Gate 3, where you and one of your future party members is being infected by the illithid parasite.
Oh, yeah, those are like the Wrath of Khan, where they must alter behavior or something like that.
They transform you into that thing
Ah,
over time, but you in the game have that's like kind of your whole reason for going on this quest. You have some protection, so it doesn't happen like right away, but it will like your character thinks it will. And like the whole first beginning of the very first big part of the game, once you get off of like this really eldritch horror part area, will be trying to get yourself cured and realizing that you can't until you do like through the quest. So we will jump back in here once we've built out a character. And we'll see you guys in a minute. So there's a few already custom built classes. These are party members. So actually, this just weakens your party considerably if you take Gale, Shadowheart, Lae'zel, Astarion, Will, or Karlach, because you get to play with them anyway. But the Dark Urge is like a special one. It's a sorcerer, I believe.
Oh, interesting.
Actually, your thing is no. Yeah, it's a sorcerer. The Dark Urge has like special roleplay elements involved that like basically he will he's got like this, he's basically the aspect of this god of evil that wants to like make just him do atrocities. That's, I haven't played a Dark Urge playthrough, but it's
like a white Draco. Yeah, kind of like
yeah, he's a dragon. That's what the Dragonborns in D&D look like. They even have like a breath weapon attack where they can like do a basically like a dragon breath attack. But the other races, so if I go custom, okay, so it because I had the Dark Urge set, it's basically got it set up like the Dark Urge, but it's not in the Dark Urge like feel. Okay. There's just basic fantasy elves. There's tieflings, which are like basically tieflings lore is they're human or elf who in their family lineage someone made a deal with a devil.
Okay.
Devils are like higher demons in this game.
Okay, and then their DNA just got mutated.
Somewhere along the line, that devil has like sprinkled in some demonic DNA into the family. They're not inherently evil. They're just normal people, but they look like this. Because there's a whole like hells called Avernus in D&D.
Right.
The Drow, which are like kind of like dark elves, they like live underground in an area called the Underdark.
That's like the tall whites, or like the dark elves Syrian, or like actual dark elves, or like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Basic humans, you can change skin tone and everything, but the basic one they set you over the black eye, I guess. The Githyanki, which are these like multi-dimensional warrior things that primarily fight those squid things that put the thing in your eye.
Okay.
Yeah, they have like a weird bat features. They're not like vampiric or anything, but
I've seen races that look like that too, kind of orcish looking. Yeah.
There is half orc, which is just like you're literally half orc, half like other. I think it's half orc.
It's like the Elder Scrolls orc type. Is what that looks like? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a mix of. To me, it looks like a mix of the Elder Scrolls and like the World of Warcraft orc. Because the tusks are a bit bigger than the Elder Scrolls ones. The Dragonborns, I showed you a bit about them. There's gnomes, halflings, which are like hobbits.
All right.
In fact, they used to be called hobbits in old D&D lore, but the Tolkien estate went after them, so they changed it to halfling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Half elves, which are just a mix of human and elf.
Okay.
Dwarves, like classic fantasy dwarves, and those are the other playable races. There's other races in the game, just not all of them playable.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna set up. I don't know. I haven't thought this. I didn't think I'd be making another character. uh, I'm just gonna go with like a paladin because that's what I've been playing recently, and I know what I to expect.
Okay.
Uh, Oath of the Ancients, Oath of Devotion, Oath of Vengeance is the one I did. On the ideal of the knight in shining armor, you act in honor and virtue to protect the weak and pursue the greater good. You fight on the side of light in the cosmic struggle against darkness to prevent the sanctity of life and beauty. You have set aside your own purity to right wrongs and deliver justice. I'll do it the Oath of Vengeance.
Okay.
So then you get to set up a background. So this will give you different dialogue choices depending on where you are, like who you are and what you do in the past. I'm not gonna do an acolyte. What is a charlatan? Oh, that doesn't really fit him. Criminal definitely doesn't fit a paladin.
No.
Entertainer, that's good for like bards, um, or rogues. Folk hero, animal handler. Oh, that's for like rangers. Guild artisan, insight and persuasion. You already have a persuasion boost from him. History and persuasion is good because history gives you like advantage on history rolls, which you run into a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So noble, I think lets you start with a little bit more gold. Outlander, you grew up in the wilds, athletics and survival. That's also really good for rangers.
Hmm.
Sage. Oh, this is sage is like for I guess paladins. You can do it as like monks as well, and uh druids probably do. Actually, I'll show you the classes. So there's barbarian.
Okay.
They can do like rages, and they get like multiple. They're cool. There's bard. So like you have magic, and you like automatically start being able to like have a proficiency in a specific instrument. Cleric, which is like you are like a warrior, but you also are like a divine warrior in the
Hmm.
sense that like you are bound to a god.
Hmm. Okay.
Druid, so you're like a nature person.
Oh, it didn't show the druid. Oh, there we go. Now we got
There's two possible druids that can join the party, so I don't play druid because the other two are just cool. Fighter, which is just your basic sort of fighter character. So this is like the most basic class you can play. Monk, so they have like a lot of cool stuff where like they fight with their hands. Uh, Paladin, which is sort of like your knight, your standard knight. Ranger, almost like an Aragorn figure.
Hmm.
They
Okay.
have like some nature magic involved. They have depending on the subclass you pick, you can either have like an animal companion that you can like call on in battle.
Hmm.
Rogue, which there's a really interesting rogue, and when we run into him in this like tutorial area that I will run us through, and then I'll go into one of my previously established games, and I'll go through like the index, and I can show more of the monsters and stuff that I've encountered. Sorcerer, sorcerers are different than wizards. Um, they're I don't really know how they're different than wizards to explain it, but they're like an eldritch wizard kind of.
Hmm.
Warlocks get their power from like a demon or something, or like a god that like a negative god that gives them the ability to do the things they do.
Hmm.
And wizard is your very classic fantasy wizard. They just have like crazy magical attacks,
All
but they
right.
can't wear armor. If they wear armor, they are not able to cast.
Well, that's interesting. Now they set that up
I'm gonna
that.
do paladin because very early on in the game we'll have access to companions that fill out a lot of these other classes for the party. But paladin, unless you're playing an evil character, it's very hard to get a paladin in your party.
Hmm.
It's not very hard, but you have to. It takes like a while to get one into your party. I'm gonna go noble. That just makes sense. Yeah, I want my strength is +2. Yeah. Uh, Edit appearance. Something like that. Let's put a scar somewhere on him. That's like no scar. That's the one I'm currently running on my current playthrough.
Okay.
With like the one across. Actually, we're going to go clean with this one.
Okay. That's actually pretty cool how in depth that is.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Elder Scrolls one, except for in the sense that there's different piercings you can put on your character.
Looks like they did it right. It looks like they did male female, but then they gave people the body sculpting options and everything. So that they did it correct. So,
Yeah, they did. And you can even set like a female voice. Like you can definitely make like a trans character in this game. That's
yeah,
not hard.
yeah, yeah. See, that's how Dragon Age should have done it and not forced the other one completely on people. So yeah,
We'll go with the
that's
dark.
great.
You can even go. Actually, there's really great. You can go eye colors with every color.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
And
That's pretty detailed.
if you're playing like a tiefling, they even have even more eye colors because they have like these like almost demonic eye colors, which are cool. Eyeshadows. I don't do that because I don't need to. Hair. No, that I don't like that. That doesn't look right. Actually, I'm gonna change.
Doing too small of a head like the Beetlejuice character or some crap like that. Yeah.
Well, I can zoom in on it now to look at the face. That's too close to Raphael, and I don't want to look like Raphael. Raphael is an archdemon that tries to help you, but will like demand your soul, and there's a whole thing about getting it back. I never do it though, because it doesn't actually help you at all. But he still like demands that you be part of his like soul farm after that.
Oh, okay.
I want something that gives off like night. That's all right. I'll go with that, and then we'll make it like a light brown. That's almost red. Yeah, that's like very red. I'll go with that, but then I'll do confirm that, and then I will go highlights. Throw in some highlights to make it a little bit lighter, but we'll use like the sandy. Yeah, like that. Facial hair. This guy looks like Josh Allen. Wow.
That's funny.
Like the football player Josh Allen, it looks like the football player Josh Allen.
That's hilarious.
That's good. And what are my choices that are? Oh, my abilities. Yeah. But skill proficiency, athletics, history, investigation, intimidation, and persuasion. What's my still choice pending? Oh, is it just that I?
You didn't set the strength specs, I think. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't do this. Use recommended. What else is there to do? Well, see. I don't understand. Is this a bug? Did I run into a bug on this?
Watch, you found the only bug that like in the entire game.
What is he going to tell me which choices are pending? I mean, it says it's an ability, but what if I do this myself? I go bring strength up to 17, bring charisma up to 12, bring charisma up to 15, intelligence to 10, dexterity up to 11, constitution. Actually, wait, I do wisdom saving throws a lot. What is? I actually don't know what the issue here is. Is what
Oh, it's not letting you continue.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is though. Race, subclass, age. Oh, well, that's a problem. It wasn't on the right one. Oh, that's why. It went. Oh, it had to do with oath of. It had to do with that I hadn't picked a subclass yet within Paladin.
Okay.
We'll rename it to. Oh, then yeah, you have to build out a guardian too.
Oh, that's
Um,
interesting.
this is actually inconsequential and nothing matters what this character looks like. It doesn't matter at all, but you get to fully build them out.
Oh, so no power advantages, disadvantages, nothing with
No,
that.
this character doesn't even join your camp, like your party,
Well, that's why would you? Why do they even bother then?
because it has later campaign stuff, but they don't actually look like this. This is a projection they're putting on because they think it's something that'll comfort you.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to do that too much because it will definitely spoil your game if you do it. If I tell you why,
Okay.
um, but I'll just build out like. But you can. A lot of people just make this look really hot, and then when they when they learn what the actual reason is, they're just like, oh,
Hmm.
I wasted a lot of time making this really attractive character to defend me. Uh, but it doesn't matter.
Huh. Interesting. I'll have to get this game now and play around with this.
There. So now you can edit back in.
Okay. Now, folks, we finished creating the character. There were some things we couldn't show for obvious YouTube reasons, but you just go play the game, you'll find out what I mean pretty damn quick. So, uh,
So these are what are called elithids. They live in they're technically multi-dimensional, but on like the D&D world that you would run into, you'd run into them deep underground in a place called the Underdark. Actually, right now, I believe you are in Avernus, which is the Hells, or you've just crossed into the no, you just crossed into the like the physical plane, and then I'll let the cutscene tell it. You'll see what happens. This is the city of Baldur's Gate that they're going over. So Baldur's Gate is a city. That's why it's called Baldur's Gate because that's like a lot of the game takes place in the city of Baldur's Gate. All of Act 3 takes place in the city of Baldur's Gate.
all right. Yeah, that looks like almost like some of the creatures from the Void dimension, and that is a real species that has that Davy Jones look like that.
Yeah, that
Um,
like squid look.
the dimensional squid look, and that symbol he was making with his hands in the beginning like that, that's an actual known Cabal symbol of control. So, what he did with his hands when he opened the portal. Uh,
That's him going to another dimension.
yeah.
I'm just messing with my sound settings so I can hear you better over the game. So you can still see the cutscene, though, right?
Yeah. I can hear it now a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Githyanki, they ride dragons.
Oh, that's interesting.
They have a so they have like a god undead lich queen, and she has a deal with the goddess that Tiamat, that's like the mother of all dragons. Uh,
Okay.
and so red dragons, like they ride them.
They did that with Skyrim too, with a dragon riding scene and that in the main quest. But yeah, that's actually a theme from like pre-flood Earth. I found out is when there were a lot more dragons, people would ride them like that. It was more like this. Uh, Interesting. Yeah, some of the void races, some of them have the squid look. They're not all bad either, but that dimensional one they showed in the beginning, I've run into them before. Some of those tend to be bad. Um, they tend to mine chemicals from people and crap like that. Uh, Interesting.
One of the final boss fights is a dragon.
I figured it always a classic, always classic, knight against the dragon kind of thing. Yeah. Hoping for the channel today, dragon actually does the talking because that would be appropriate. So benevolent one that is.
So this is hell. This is Avernus, and there's a war between different demons going, like higher demons going on in Avernus.
Interesting.
That's literally why all these demons are getting souls, so they can throw them into this ongoing war in hell.
Oh, and then that's like a lot of the old war factions back in the Orion Wars, where a lot of these different factions would fight each other. It was basically like also when it happened here, it was like hell on earth. So yeah, that's very similar, and a lot of things go on in different dimensions that are similar to that too. There's wars going on you don't see that are in different frequencies and such. So yeah, that's interesting.
Some of them just are doing it because they find it fun, but a lot of them are just getting souls to fight in this unending war in hell.
It's like how the Cabal factions work. They're just grabbing resources and volleying crap at each other like weather control. That's what the two hurricanes were in Florida recently, Helene and Milton. That was two Cabal factions fighting. They're kind of the meat puppets for races like that you were seeing. And so they follow. It's like monkey see, monkey do. Oh, interesting.
And now we're in the game.
Okay, interesting.
So far I have Inquisitor's Might. What is that? Two radiant. Your ally has weapon attack, deal damage. That last 2 turns, so I shouldn't put that on until like right before combat. Yeah, one of the weird things about the Illithids,
Mm-hmm.
they have like bioorganic um, technology. So like that door was like flesh, and it was like a sphincter.
Basically, okay, that's similar to some of the things I've seen. That's also kind of like Apocrypha in Skyrim with Hermaeus Mora, where he has like some kind of fleshy fonts and stuff like that. It's kind of similar. I've seen that kind of thing before. Insectoid technology is that way too, where it's kind of like a this weird bug. Like if you ever saw the inside of like an ant mound or something, it's like that too. But yeah, there are some fleshy races that have fleshy like ships and stuff like that. I'm aware, Isaac. All the races are fleshy. Shut up. I'm just saying I
Like
mean, the side of the ships are some of them are like that, where they have organic type of technology. In Doctor Who, they had another race that were like that, where all the consoles were fleshy, and also the buttons were called fronds, and some of them were called fonts. So yeah, it was very similar. Where they had sacks and like these weird levers and stuff like that. Yeah.
so the Illithids also they go by another name for like the common people,
Mhm.
which are called mind flayers. They eat brains. They
Mm,
sustain themselves by eating other things' brains.
interesting. Yeah, like a zombie essentially would. Yeah.
Kind of. But they do like this whole thing where their tentacles like wrap around the head and they like literally suck the brain out.
Like in the movie Relic, where you see this guy turn into this chimeric type of creature that these natives would like create this creature to throw at their enemy. They'd lock themselves in a hole somewhere, and they'd let this thing take all the brains of their enemies. It would rip the brains out like with mandibles. So it's very similar. If anybody is interested in that movie. Like it's basically a forced like chimeric like state where the body's molecular cellular solubility turns into this big creature. But it's similar to that in a way. Uh, Interesting.
Remove us from this body. In this case, free us.
So because I have like a high strength, I get a +3 to whatever I actually roll in strength.
Hmm.
So I got a 10. I would have already passed it, but it's going to turn into a 13 because I have. So that's like a dice roll with D&D.
Oh, okay.
From the skull. Came into some opportunity.
You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat.
Why do you remove his brain?
It wanted me to.
Oh.
Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm.
Yeah, so the parasite in you can give you like psionic abilities.
Oh, okay. And you can hear other creatures. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, it just activates. Yeah, I've seen parasites activate some people's psionic abilities before. Similarly, where it could be doing something else, like vampiring off them, but at the same time, its biological and energetic frequency side effect will also turn on somebody's psionic abilities. I've seen that happen before, where removing the parasite sometimes will keep the person's psionic abilities on, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it was providing a side effect enhancement of some sort. Just like there's some spider creatures that can dampen naturally with their bioelectric field. Kind of like bed bugs or ticks or something. They have a weird bioelectric field. But we had some in our bed in Granville once where I felt that energy. It's the same with some parasites where that energy will automatically start to turn on someone's abilities too. It's very similar on that kind of wavelength. So that is an actual thing with some of the parasites. Some of them, not all of them. I wouldn't recommend keeping any of them for that purpose ever. But yeah, it can have that side effect.
This is your end. Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes. Oh, my head. What is this? You are my thrall. Blackett blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate evils. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
So she's like from a race that fights these squid people. So these things are like fully evil too. Like they don't even have a soul anymore. When they turn into that squid thing, they lose their soul.
Yeah, kind of like a lich in a way, or a lichen type of.
Liches do exist in D&D, which they like their soul is like actually in an object.
Like a Horcrux type of situation. Yeah.
It's called a phylactery.
Yeah, liches will put like a soul in another place, but yeah, this is that's similar. It's similar to it.
Very well. I am death.
Does she have ranged? Oh yeah, she does. Busy.
You prove surprisingly adamant. Now, to the helm.
Take all this. It'll be useful. I'll probably still play out this character at some point. So
That's pretty cool.
just take all this stuff and actually get my javelin back.
Yeah, I'll probably do several characters with this too.
Great game. It really is. You can do so many. There's so many different choices that you can make. You can play evil characters so that you like. You can play a good character. You can play like. You can just do a lot of cool stuff in this game. It's definitely worth a pick up. And even depending on what your class and character are, you have different weapon proficiencies. Playing a ranger or a paladin is really good for like a first character, because or like an early character or a really casual one, because they have weapon proficiency with every weapon in the game.
Okay.
But some classes are like they can only use certain things. You can get proficiency of their weapons through like taking skills and stuff, but it's not advisable. It should be a waste of a skill.
Yeah. Okay.
case machinery. They can make a man isn't dead. He's totally unresponsive. I am death.
Her to move. I want her to just jump. She doesn't have enough movement for that. Okay. Take out your bow. Oh, and I missed. Great, because I didn't actually hit the guy.
Never easy.
Take out my hammer, and I'm going to smack him in the face, and I missed.
Hmm.
Only that one enemy, right? Oh, a crit, which means in that attack hit, it rolled a natural 20. That's great.
Yeah, I never got into D&D, but I'm actually wishing I had now.
There's if you're interested, there's a website called Start Play, and it lets you like find online games.
Okay.
I play one on Monday and one on Tuesday, but it's really Wednesday because the Dungeon Master is in in Australia.
Okay, that's interesting. Where they have worldwide D&D leagues. Yeah,
You don't like fight other people, but it's just a way to play different games and stuff. So like I'm in one where it's like set in like a version of the universe where there's like a miasma that's descended on everything and kills stuff. And actually, I'm getting introduced into that game this week as the character that died early on and was brought back. And so he's like undead, and a god like brought him back. Which is cool because I don't have any effects from the miasma because I am not technical.
Go around and do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
The console appears dormant. The console hums to life.
So I have less than a certain amount of intelligence, so I'm gonna take a negative roll. So even if I get like a 9, I got a 17, so it doesn't matter. It'll turn to a 16, but I still succeed the check.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And that determines
If you succeed on what you're gonna do. So if it fails, it'll like I won't be able to get her out. Or I won't get the information about what I'm actually using to get her out.
Oh, okay. It's interesting how they left the choice to chance like that.
It makes the game really good because you can build out certain characters that succeed specifically at that kind of check.
Connection. Authority.
Ha! Barely succeeded.
Interesting.
The only way to fail that one is if you roll a 1. Because the game wants you to get her out.
Interesting.
A 1 always will fail. That's like just a classic D&D rule. If you roll a 1, you will always fail a check.
Interesting. Okay. But anything with 3 and up is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Images appear.
Actually, I'm going to move around the gear a bit. Give her sword to him because he will be better with it, and then give the scimitar to her because she can use any weapon pretty good, but he will do more damage with that sword. And there's a chance to get a really powerful early on weapon here when you fight a demon in a minute.
Okay.
It's going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Gratitude is mixed with wariness because you have a gift with you.
Keep dangerous company. I did. It must be because of those parasites they've eaten us. They'll have to wait. We need to get off this ship.
She's a
now
cleric.
first. Let me come with you.
So she is like dedicated healing for the party,
Oh, okay.
but she also can do like cool summons and stuff.
Oh,
One
like
moment.
conjuration and all that. Yeah, okay.
And she's the Githyanki lady is a dedicated fighter.
Already. She's right. Lead on.
Good.
We're nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say. Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment. Kenyak.
To mend the nerves of the transponder, we must escape.
It thinks it has control over me.
Do it. We will deal with the gate after we escape.
Oh, yeah, where they pull the parasite out of themselves and put it in like that. You see that in Babylon 5 with the Drock, where they have.
Well, they take the parasite out of like a breeding pool of them.
Oh, it's similar then. The Drock in Babylon 5 pulled it out of their body and put it on people to mind control them. Similar. This is more like Wrath of Khan kind of thing.
Oh, that's a really good hit on that for the beginning of this fight. That is a very good choice. That was lucky. Because if you kill this demon, it has 179 health points left. You get his sword, and his sword has like a fire enchantment right off the bat, and it's like one of the best weapons to have for the early game.
Yeah, okay.
There we go, and we will do Shield of Faith on me. It'll raise my armor even more.
Come on, can't stay idle.
Jump. It should get me like halfway. No cost to me. Not enough movement to get there, but I can throw. What do I have that I can throw? Throw a javelin at it, and I'll have advantage because it's hurt and my guiding. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see. So it's turn-based combat.
Okay. Oh, it's turn-based combat. I'm not always a fan of turn-based. I usually like just like direct, but
For a game like this, it's kind of that's how D&D is done.
so okay. I get it.
Securely.
Yeah, go get that. And then,
The new Final Fantasy VII reboot actually makes it so you can switch back and forth between turn-based and regular combat.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. To get some claw attacks on that. The thing does like a decent amount of claws. Yeah, let's go here and just hit it. Divine sense on myself. She doesn't need healing yet, but that needs healing. Can she heal it? No, she can't. Well, actually, she can by going like that. I'll have her run up here. I still have 13 turns to kill connect to things, so I don't really care. That's lucky that it rolled a 1 because that thing does a lot of damage anytime it hits something.
Hmm.
Don't give in.
Because it has that sword. That sword does so much damage. That's why I'm like trying to get that sword.
Oh, yeah, then you have it more for later in the game, yeah.
Concentrate.
Oh, mission missed.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
Yeah, it's dead. Okay, so now that turned hostile. So we have to kill him.
Okay.
Really, really. Okay, you can kill that. I don't really care. It doesn't.
What got killed?
That little like beast thing that was with us.
Oh,
That brain with legs.
yeah. Oh, it's dead too?
Yeah.
Let go from here.
What the hell was that actually doing for you anyway?
It was just like a little helper companion.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I have to finish the turn. I forgot we're still trying to get to that console. Let's try to loot as much as we can on the way there, though. These have like knives and stuff that I can give to companions in a bit.
Can you sell things and everything too?
Yeah. There's a whole economy and stuff. In certain areas, things are worth more than in other areas.
Yeah, okay.
Strike. My path be true.
Oh, those finally showed up. That doesn't matter at all. We're too close to the console now.
Hmm.
They're like 2 lesser demons that showed up if you haven't. It's like a way to force you to go for the console.
Oh, okay. Oh, to run from the. Oh, to go with that. Yeah. Okay.
See, there's that cool sword.
Oh, interesting.
I will equip that as my action for the turn because it's so good. Look at it; it's on fire and everything. I can actually.
There are weapons like that are imbued with magical powers, like in Zelda or like in like Doctor Strange, where certain energies are too potent to channel, so it goes through an object. That actually is a true concept. So, where you have also sentient weapons too, like in like the sword in Legend of Zelda, or you have like the weapons in Doctor Strange, or like this. That's actually you see it if you see anything across multiple mediums like that, it's usually a true concept. So. That's actually true. Like also there could be an AI sentient weapon like in Stargate where they had AI weaponry or computer based, but then you have stuff that's magical like this. So that is or like Mjolnir and Thor's hammer kind of thing had a consciousness to it. Same different, in Marvel. So that's the same thing. Uh,
Yeah, see how I did extra fire damage with that hit?
mm-hmm. That's interesting.
There we go.
That's alien transponder. You made it in time.
Had the flaming squid ship coming through the portal.
That's a goblin.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull. Other than the infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle, given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Interesting.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible? True. Seems like we're the lucky ones, judging by all the corpses strewn about. I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing. No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I remember that. Lead the way.
Actually, there's a backpack. I might be able to find something. Oh, it's a hat. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good hat if you're playing a bard. It would fit the character well.
But of course, you get the accoutrements and supplies of other characters. Yeah, other character type. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely find gear. Like I found a bunch of gear that would be really good for a monk build the other day while I was running around.
Oh, then you don't need it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no monks that can join the party unless you build one or you respec somebody else into one, so it doesn't matter. So that is just like a teleportation thing. It lets you teleport back to there. It's like just map like hotspots.
Oh, okay, like fast travel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fast travel. That's all it's for.
And also, I noticed, like some of the portal tech, like you also see in the Dungeons and Dragons movie Honor Among Thieves, they have this like staff portal thing where it's where you can jump to one area of the map to the other. That's actually a true concept too, where you can literally throw a portal like the Looney Tunes throwing a hole somewhere kind of thing. I've seen that before too. Maybe seen that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that ties into that film in this game.
Because it's the same universe essentially. So yeah,
yeah, they're both set in the Forgotten Realms. So yeah, it is the same universe. One of the things is that you'll run into the one of the companion possible like party members is a Harper leader, and the guy like the main character in that was a Harper before.
Yeah, and they make mention of Baldur's Gate, all that in it. So yeah.
You don't run into her until Act 2, which That's like roughly, depending on how much of the actual other stuff that you do, it's like 20 hours of gameplay. So I don't think we'll run the entire campaign through one of these, but we'll definitely get
No.
one that would ruin the game for people, and two, that would it would just not serve a purpose for.
You'd have like a 20-hour video of
Most of it is just us running around and like camp and doing stuff that's like not even the main quest.
Yeah, that's what's good about these games. There's so much to do in them and so many different variations of what to do in them. You know, I love open world type of stuff, or even one like this. So yeah, the over the top ones, yeah, like Diablo and all them, yeah, they're pretty cool too.
That thing's back.
Approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. You can't vigil the choice possessed, but then the feeling slips. The creature's mind, the monster lies exhausted, defeated. His eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate.
Monster. Death is
Yeah, I would have killed it too. So yeah.
Well, if you actually give in to what it wants, it'll just eat your brain and then you die.
Oh, okay. A good reason to kill it. Oh yeah, a lot of the enemy forces of Greys, Orions will basically say compassion, compassion, and then if you give in, you're giving consent to them to haunt you further. So yeah, it's the same difference, as far as I'm concerned.
What do you think of what do you think this guy is? Just I'm gonna see what I'm gonna let you guess.
Show him again if he can.
You'll see him again here in a second.
there. Can you see it?
Him? No,
Yeah. With the white hair.
no, let me see his face real fast here. He seems like an elf hybrid at the from
He's
the
an elf, but he's is also something else.
kind of like a tall white or something of that nature. That's what he reminds me of, like a Syrian Lancaneer mix, tall white mix. Reminds me of that in reality. But
I need him
There's
alive.
clues. There's multiple clues as to what he actually is by like looking at him.
Promises, promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. No. I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Not.
eventually also Orion, but sort of
The vampire.
a vampire. Well, vampire, yeah. The
No, like he's a vampire spawn that can join your party.
oh yeah, he does. He fits the role too. It makes sense. They also had the white elf be the vampire in Skyrim, so yeah.
He's a rogue class, which means he can do a lot of cool stealth stuff.
Frowning, dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on? The worm. Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your image. Apologies. Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's... I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. My, you've been busy. So, did you learn anything about these worms while wandering the ship? Turn us into... Of course, it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And anyone that can crash a mind flash can walk away seems like a good person to know. All right, I accept. Lead on.
He's also really good to have in your party if you want to like lockpick.
Okay.
Because he gets
Again,
like I get bonuses and other things.
vampire. Yeah.
Well, it's because he's a rogue class.
Well, that too. Well, you'd want to break in to be able to bite people too.
So I want to take. Do I have divine smite? Wrathful smite, cure wounds. I don't get divine smite till level 3. I remember. I don't want command. I will keep compelled duel. Divine favor, compelled duel, cure wounds. I don't need because I have lay hands. So 2d6 thunder, 1d6 fire. So I should go with that. Wrathful smite is 1d6, so I don't want that. Protection from evil and good is always good to have.
Yeah.
It lets you like get around some like things that could corrupt you later on in the game. There's a bit where you fight a hag and you can wear her mask that like can corrupt you if you have protection from evil and good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have the hag entities are interesting. I've run across them. Well, they're not interesting. They're a demon type, like what you see in the Shining with the old lady hag, and also in the movie Doctor Sleep, where the little girl kills or traps the old hag entity. They're a common bad guy type. They're essentially like a decrepit Orion or Atlantean era and little corrupted uh, entity. I found out he created those old hag entities that are interdimensional, and they slip into the in between spaces, in between sleep and wake periods, and everything. I saw something on Y Files where where AJ was talking about encountering an old hag in his sleep, but he was in between sleep and state, alpha and theta, and basically explaining like paralysis is essentially that like, and he thought it was a hemiplegic hallucination, but what that is, there's a difference where when I was coming out of surgery, I was seeing everybody blob us and stuff like that. That's hemiplegic, but the in between spaces is where the old hags exist. So, where I believe it to be both what that person experienced. So,
Yeah, you see he's got +4 to sleight of hand, +4 sleight of hand experience and proficiency, and he's got a high dexterity. So regardless of what I roll, even if it unless it's a 1, he will open this chest
oh, okay.
because it only needs a 5, and it's gonna get an extra. What is that? 11 added to the score.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. I guess the game wants him to actually open it, so you'll never roll a 1.
You can roll a 1. It's completely random as to what you roll.
Oh, okay.
But if you roll a 1, it's a 1 in 20 chance that you're going to roll a 1. So the chances are he's probably not going to roll a 1, but he could roll a 1. Actually, he can have that helmet. We'll just make it so you can't see it. There we go. Go this way because I already was down there. I just didn't run out of that exit. We need to go out this way so we can get our wizard.
Okay.
I'm gonna get us to like the first main settlement that you stay at this one in like the beginning of the game.
Okay.
And then we'll switch over to an established character.
So you can show the list of creatures and all that stuff. Yeah.
I think that's a thing. There's like a bestiary encyclopedia thing. If not, I can definitely just pull up a website.
Okay.
Approach the sigil on the
Kind of like in The Witcher, where he has his own like beast glossary and everything. Oh.
Practically. Is it malfunctioning? It looks slightly dangerous.
Anyone? That's it. Go on. Keep pulling.
As you get sucked in.
Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this. At magic. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the North Lloyd as well. I can only assume you too were on the receiving.
Why did he get stuck?
Unwelcome.
He'll explain.
Assertion of ocular injury. No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them. As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together? Most excellent. Parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It's an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. I have a feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor. Well, versed in magic, are you? Oh, I do apologize. I meant to ask, are you studied in magic? Namely, are you a wizard? Which you are not. If you meet any elder wizards, let me know. There is a matter I'd like to seek advice on from a master.
No, basically he tried, because he's a wizard, that's magic, and it sucked him in.
It sucked him in when he got.
While we were falling from the ship, it sucked him in. That's how he survived the ship.
Okay. Yeah, because the portal reacted and grabbed him, basically. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Exactly.
Well, if there's magic that matches up, like frequency-wise, you'll have stuff like that happen where a portal, a black hole type of thing will capture somebody. So that's actually true too. It's not common though. Like a portal will grab you and hold it. Like in Stargate one time, the character of Teal'c got trapped in the Stargate event horizon, and they had to reactivate the Stargate somewhere else and then reform him on the other side inside the base. But yeah, it was very similar.
Just got to get him up to level with the rest of us. And now we have a party of 4, which is the max you can have out in the world at any one time.
Okay.
And actually, we have like all this the kind of classic tropes set. We have the rogue, we have the healer, we have the wizard, and we have like the warrior.
All right.
Which is one of the reasons why I picked to play a paladin, because otherwise it's not so easy.
Oh, to get an actual warrior class, you want to start out with that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean to get a good warrior class, yeah.
But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt? I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we stop. Ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
That little guy going, stop! Man, I couldn't contain it.
And he's like a midget, so that's hilarious.
Well, in that case, come on, you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese. No?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it.
I scared them off.
That's funny.
We have fight in our hands.
There's a reason why I did that.
Oh, scared him off like that?
Oh, the reason why I shot that thing down.
Oh, okay.
I definitely want all that. So now I can go in here and I can give a torch to Gale. Then we will give an extra dagger to Asterion. We will give the trap disarm tools and the log picks to him. And is that better than her shield? No, it's not. It's about the same. Yeah, that's all the party management stuff I can do at the moment. So we're gonna go into a fighting encounter by going down the hole. I'm gonna show you that you can use the terrain to your advantage in this game. So we'll have Asterion go here. Then he can. Oh, he can't hit that yet. Can he do that? I don't think he can. He can't sneak attack right now, but he can use hammering shot on Torga. And now she's hammer strung. That is a berserker, so I don't want to piss that thing off too early. They have a wizard. Oh, actually, she moved right to where I didn't want her to go. He did kill her. Shadowheart can, though, as well. She also has Ignis. Run through there. Yes, you can. It was like a gunpowder barrel. Let's have me jump over the fire. And I will do a piercing shot on that guy. And that'll kill him. Yeah, well, he's in the other room. He's not going to be able to do anything for you.
Please, Miss Strong.
Gosh, that's a touch-based attack.
Let's go. Should have made me your enemy.
Just let that guy run towards this. I'm not going to go out into that other room yet.
Some healing for a wizard in need.
Come to me. Move it.
I wonder if this is worth the cost. Best be on my way.
and then heal him. We'll do a short rest.
Yeah, all right.
We should get the key, that leather armor, another torch. We will give the leather armor. I believe it's better than what Asterion is currently wearing. That's not for me. What is Asterian's armor? 11 and actually he can just keep his clothes. He looks better in them anyway. Grab their trunk. Just take all that, we can sell it. Grab the food so that we can use it in camp. Light some lights in here to see what else is there to get.
Who are those pressed food? Normally the patron god is obvious. Not here.
What is that? Oh, it's just a plate. I was like, what is that? Get back into the other room to loot the other bodies. Gold, thieves, tools, trap, disarm, poison. That's always good to have. More poison. Actually, I should probably take the armor and the bow. He's got javelins. I can make use of javelins, and he's got gloves, which I can definitely give to somebody. Give it to Astarion. There's their wizard. Oh, she's got scroll burning hands. Journey through jungle. The book. Quarterstaff. Now if I go tab, I can pull up everybody's inventory. I can move that to Gale, who can learn the spell. And actually, then I want to switch to Gale fully and go like that. Then go spells, because I want to switch what his prepared spells are, because he has some that are completely useless to me.
Okay.
Now we're good.
Not as bad as it could have.
I did look that.
How farther can I go? This text is ancient. An education to a forgotten god?
A secret room. That's not a secret because I knew it was there.
Exactly. If you know it's there, it's not secret.
Because I played this game before.
Well, so it was secret to a new player.
Yeah, it's definitely secret to a new player. Sorry for the spoiler, people.
Yeah, and now it's secret to nobody. So,
well, you have to have the right skills to even find that lever that I pulled to get it to come.
oh, okay, okay. So I guess it is a secret. Still, because people won't know the.
Have the perception. I think it's a very low perception check to find it, if you know what I mean. Like, they want you to find this. But most people don't even come in here, so. That I know at least. And, yep, this is where we want to be in. You want to come to this corner and push the button on the wall so that we can start the combat encounter with all these skeletons.
Scribe of the dead. I didn't think anyone still worshipped it. Something just woke up.
The darkness can be bright. Yes, it's this. Heading there.
Onward.
gosh, yeah.
Torment! Nothing will stand in my way.
Feel my mistress's wrath.
Checkmate. You want to surrender their valuables, even after death.
Rising from the dead just to protect some dusty old balls.
One day I'll catch a break. I'm exhausted. I'll find somewhere to camp soon. A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus. So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me. Right as God. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life? I am not the same as those thou hast slain, if that is what thou askest. Wilt thou answer my question? So I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life? I am curious by what standards thou shalt judge. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
What was your response to him? I didn't see the text.
I was like, as long as you live by your oath. I said the paladin answer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, I should take that and put that on. That's a really good thing to have. Lets you speak to the dead.
Hmm.
So
What character was that? Was it just a guardian of that place you're in?
that's Withers. He's an important character, but I think he is literally this god, like, manifest.
Okay.
Because it's like the scribe of the dead is what that god is.
Oh, okay. And that he fits the profile.
But it's never like come right out and said it. But he can like summon on, like, he can do really cool things in camp for you when he finally does join your camp.
Okay.
Oh wait, I didn't want to do that. We need to go back underground. There's a whole other room in here that has a lot of loot in it.
No, okay. You can't leave all that.
Also trapped to shit, so I'm gonna just send Asterion in by himself.
A what?
I'm sending Asterion in there by himself to do it.
Oh, okay.
To get the loot and then come back. Did I loot this chest? Yeah, I think I did when I first came. Yeah, so let's send Asterion, break up the party, have him sneak, and get in there. First one.
Traps. How considerate.
Oh.
I prefer gold. Someone's left a trap for us. A trap. Someone doesn't want visitors. Traps. How considerate. Be careful. There are traps about.
Can't disarm that one. There's
Traps. How considerate.
Oh, I thought that was a 1 for a minute. Yeah, 3. Okay. Yeah.
luckily.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Outside. Okay.
Yeah, but I need him to get back and get it with everybody else. So. Plus, I got everything, I think, in this room anyway.
Oh, he looted enough of it or got everything? Okay.
That's why I sent him in, because he can disarm the traps, and if the other people hit the traps, they wouldn't went off.
Oh, okay.
And you can only micromanage the one character that's like your play that you're controlling at the moment. But now I can go and see what you got. So you got a set of armor. Does she have? Can she use spears? She can use spears. Well, then we will kill the spear because that'll be a better one for her. We'll give that to me because I have throwing proficiency. He can keep. What's my armor class? 14 already. That's 14, so I don't need to switch armor. Actually, wait, is that medium armor? And that is heavy armor, right? Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if I'm wearing heavy or medium at the moment. Myself. Move that there. Move that there. The ring we'll put in my inventory because I do the most trading, and the infernal coin for Karlak later on. And we can get out of here now, which we can actually just go back to that room. And I'll see if we set off the traps by accident.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna try to keep us from setting them off, but
Oh,
What do we have here?
and we're back here where I was like, oh, that's the fast travel thing.
there was another game like this that years ago called Invictus, where you could choose all the mythological heroes to be with you, the demigods and everything. Is it similar? It's one of the first games I think like this to come out many years ago, but it was for the computer.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like I always chose Hercules, Achilles, and a few of the others in my party. Think you can even do Perseus, and then
Wow.
you know, kind of like almost like a fantasy football team where you're choosing like from different players. Yeah, it was kind of like that.
Sword is right. Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you? Oh, a guess.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice. Get rid of them.
Oh no!
7.
It turned to a 9, but it still wasn't enough to like convince them. So I'm gonna use my inspiration point to roll again.
Oh, that's interesting. You got a 7 and 9 synchronicity. We've been having a lot of that happen lately with numbers.
And again, it was 17 and went to 19.
Yeah, yeah. We've been so we've been getting a lot of 7s and 9s. I know Roddenberry's talking about that from the 9 group, the dark beings, but also good beings have been using these synchronicities as well. So that's interesting. That popped up for you 7 and 9, like 7 of 9 in Star Trek. It's like that. So interesting. Interesting. And then you get added up to an 8. We've been getting a lot of them too. So
And be careful.
that tends to be transition.
Trap everywhere.
Nymessa, come.
Enough gawking. Get me down. Never.
Get me
You
down.
hear goblins?
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
You may as well suggest a wyvern bow to worms. The cure I offer will suffice as thanks. It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter. Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a gate tadpole, we must report to Augusto for purification. You're full up. Dismiss someone first. Very well, but heed my words. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. None there, this Zorin, has seen Githyanki. A crash must be near. I must interrogate this Zorin. Our very lives depend on it. I will be at your camp. Do not keep me waiting.
So she's technically an orc?
No, she's a Githyanki.
Hmm.
They're their own race. They're the ones that are like multidimensional, that ride the dragons.
Ah, okay.
We should check it out.
Do a long rest because I know there's a big combat encounter coming up.
Well, you trying to get to Baldur's Gate? Mm-hmm.
Eventually, that's like what the first two acts lead to.
Oh, okay.
A monster forms inside us, and you think to be idle. I knew your kind to be fragile, but I didn't foresee the severity. Be quick about your rest. We must locate a crash. You would doubt me. I do not trust a common healer to extract a gate tadpole without killing its host. At a crash, Augusto may cleanse us safely. Take your rest. I will stand watch. Should a single tentacle split your skull, I will not hesitate to end you.
Let's see.
What were you two talking about? I see. I'd be careful with Lazel. So am I. If we're to survive, we need to trust each other. You seem reliable. I think you know how important it is that we find someone who can cure us. Best if we focus on that. Good. We might even get lucky and find one right away. As I see it, we're overdue some good fortune. Rest well.
Trapped keys.
Is it showing her?
Let's move.
Oh yeah, because she's in camp. Okay.
Oh, is this the camp you were talking about?
Yeah, this is like the camp where you can make like where you can like this is where you do rests and you can have like interactions with your companions.
We meet again, as predicted. I shall be here in my camp for whenever thou hast need of my services.
I recognize that voice actor. Hmm.
Ending of the threads between life and death. Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more. Because it is my calling, there is little else to explain. A matter of coin.
Oh, they're digging that trench in the backyard.
What?
They're digging a trench in my backyard right now.
Huh. I was wondering why I was picking up that the energies were stirred up a little bit over there, and then you said there was a trench there. Dig.
I know that there was like flooding back there, so they're trying to
Nobody gets it.
do drainage.
Orders. That pack of goblins will be on us any second. What's going on? Goblins are on our tail. Open the gates. They'll fall down. You let goblins here? Where is the druid? Please, there's no time.
It's a warg.
Good Lord, yeah.
The 9 hells. Open the gates.
Do you say the 9 hells?
Yeah. There's 9 levels of hell in this.
Yeah, there's another application of the 9, like the 9 realms. So yeah, they see that everywhere.
Damnable roach. Provoke the blade. And suffer its sting. Spill some blood. My sickle and sword. Have to keep going. First, that is the hardest. Make it hurt.
What? Why'd he heal it?
What happened?
He healed an enemy that he shouldn't have healed.
Weird. Sometimes there's a glitch like that.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why that happened.
Of course, we see one of the only glitches like that. Yeah.
us. Inside, all of you, more may follow. Open the gate!
Were tenacious. Who knew what they wanted here, other than bloodshed?
Taste of goblins to come, I fear. Must be a horde nearby. Like
This is the Emerald Grove. This is
Oh,
the main settlement that you can go to.
oh, okay.
Children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
And who the hell are you again?
Show some respect. This man saved your pathetic life.
Well, I didn't ask for any goddamn help.
Please, you were begging me to open the gate. Anything to save yourself, you coward!
The human's eye twitches. He's about to blow.
Hmm. Oh, you hit a 24.
Oh, nice.
You're right. There's too much at stake.
Worried about your precious eyes, the both of you.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
goblins could arrive at any moment.
I'm more. Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor, a druid's grove dedicated to the Oak Fathers of Vanis. You'll find its keepers just as thorny, I fear. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. There have been several attacks by different monsters. The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. I've tried. Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though, I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her for more time to prepare, if nothing else. Goblin got you. If it's not too serious, you could try his apprentice Nettie. She's with the other druids in the inner grove. They've withdrawn there to prepare this damn ritual of theirs.
Really? We're messengers now.
We owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
Mhm. Did you want to show the list? That you
I
want?
will.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get us like the level 3
Ah, okay.
thing just to sort of make it easier.
Okay.
I'll take Wrathful Smite. Anything else in there for me? Okay, just picked up Divine Smite anyway, so. Arcane Trickster, Health, Trip of Mage Hand, which is fine. Thief or Assassin? What's Assassin give him? Any successful attack roll against a surprise creatures or critical hits. Quick as an ally. Random city immediately restore an action bonus point start a combat. Your deadliest against enemies. So we'll go with that. So that he can do spells too. And he would be good at doing light, mind illusion, true strike, with frost. That one. And oh, none of these are very good. We'll do True Strike, I guess. His spells, Hideous Laughter, Disguise Self, and learn a new spell. We want Magic Missile. Oh, she finally has tier 2 spells. Okay, we're gonna get rid of Healing Ward for that, and Shield of Fate for Spiritual Weapon. Spiritual Weapon's super useful.
Okay.
Puts her summon a weapon anywhere within her sight line. That can it's like and it'll fight for us.
Oh, okay. Oh, the weapon. Oh, the spell. Okay.
Yeah. Mouse, acid arrows.
But you can set a weapon with actual magic, like you see in Harry Potter, where you see the pickaxes working on their own, or Hogwarts Legacy, where you see the pickaxes and the shovels working on their own and stuff like that, and hedge clipping the topiaries and all this other stuff in the hedges. And you can actually do that with magic, where you can have a weapon fighting for you like that on an auto repeat. I've seen spells like that where you can auto attack things too, where you can put a booby trap in place where something repeats a copy paste of an attack on a creature too. I've seen that multiple times as well. My mother and I looked into spells like that for defense purposes.
I've got to see if there's this list of creatures first. Give me a second.
Okay. Also, there's a spell called a Dead Man Switch too. So if something attacks you, it automatically gets it back threefold, 10-fold, 100-fold. Things of that nature. 20, 30-fold. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can program those how you want. We nicknamed it a Dead Man Switch, though. If something nails you, they get hit. If you kill somebody that holds a Dead Man Switch and blows up, the bomb blows up in your face, kind of thing. It's the same thing. Along these lines.
Oh, hold on. What is going on? Is there not one in this game? And I'm gonna have to go to a monsters thread online.
Oh, you gotta look on a website for it? Okay.
I thought that was built into the game, but I guess it's not.
Oh, I figured it was like Witcher 3 Game of the Year Edition Wild Hunt, where you have the
section, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was like that.
Creatures in Baldur's Gate 3, this will work.
Of course, my neighbors here are making loud noises out here as we're doing it. So
this is the game's wiki. This will work. So we will start with aberrations. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just going to go through some of them. So there's cloakers. They are basically like bat creatures. You can find them in Act 2, and they will attack you in shadow areas. They're large, permanently flying creatures that resemble large manta rays. They often camouflage when still resemble a large cloak. One cloaker can be found during Act 2 in a hidden natural cavern in the Gauntlet of Shar. Which people who played the game know what that is. I'm not going to talk more on that because that's a major area. The
Those
Elder
bad
Brain.
creatures can be servants to people in reality. People have seen bad creatures as far up as Illinois and down here into Virginia, where, and also in Arizona, they can be the eyes and ears of whoever sends them out. From what I understand, some people saw one on the Sears Tower in Chicago. They thought it was Mothman, but sometimes it's mistaken identity. It's one of these type of things, those bat like things. And so there are cryptids that are like that.
So the Elder Brain is the final stage of a mind flayer's life cycle. Elder Brains hold control over other mind flayers and tadpole creatures. And that's the concept art for it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's it.
All these are just different versions of the mind flayer. The tentacle face guys, the things that say illithid, intellect devour. I believe that's also like, oh, that's that little like
Brain.
brain beast thing.
Yeah, and you can transform something into another creature. Like if you have like a certain, like a werewolf would transform a human into a werewolf, like the bite, or like a zombie bite, or a vampire, or anything like that. There is a viral contagion where you can like pre-program something with magic or intention, where or genetic manipulation, where you can pre-program to transform another thing into another thing, kind of like the flood in Halo, things of that nature. You can actually do that. That's galactically known anyway.
The mind flare tadpole, that's the thing that they put in your eye.
There are implants that go directly into the eye too, not like the secret space program where they put the body transfer needle in. This is more like a parasite. I've seen attachments in people's eyes that crawl in through the front before, usually in their dominant eye. That's how it is.
Different version of the cloaker. Oh, these are cool. They're like a giant, like they're almost like those things in the Elder Scrolls. It's like one big eye with a giant mouth and a bunch of tentacles.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Spectators are a lesser type of beholder. They are floating creatures with a single huge eye and 4 eye stalks, unlike the 10 of a beholder, from which they can shoot forth deadly or debilitating ray attacks.
Okay.
So what's a spectral form? Oh, they're these things. You don't actually like. I don't ever remember killing these things, but like they're inside the void.
Oh, okay. Oh, there is a place called the Void in that too. There's a void dimension where there's creatures that swim around in the void that look like that. Yeah.
Talking about those last two would ruin the story, so I'm not going to do that.
And also Deadpool and Wolverine, you can see a version of the void dimension at the end of time too.
There's all kinds of there's normal animals too. So there's bears, cats, dogs, frogs, crabs. What the fuck is a blood fang?
Blood fang.
Oh, that's a specific named wolf.
Okay.
There's oxen, spiders.
Yeah, there's large spider cryptids too. That there's human, half spider, where that was a genetic manipulation, kind of like a centaur. But then you have another one that is like a giant spider. You see, that's a common theme in a lot of these game types. There are those two types of things, especially D&D game types.
There are dinosaur type things called cults.
Like Arachnid, and also is that lizard? Yeah. Okay.
It was like a raptor.
The raptor. You see arachnid types, you see raptor types. These seem to be common across the board. There's raptor types too that exist cryptid wise that look like velociraptors, not like dracoreptilians or half-breed like hybrid ones, but there are raptor-like ones too.
There's hyenas.
They're hyena dogmen too. Well, further up north.
I'm going to show those in a minute.
Yeah.
More spiders, blue jays, rats, owl bears. These are cool. They're literally like if you mix an owl and a bear together.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm not seeing a cryptid that looks like that, but I've heard stories about hairy owl type of beings that are cryptids. They might have bear DNA. I've heard lizard bear hybrids before that they've either created in some base somewhere or some dimension, like in The Witcher, where they bleed through from another dimension. So, yeah.
So then there's Celestials. So Diva, which is just kind of like a
angel, like
an angel warrior.
Okay. Yeah, those would be Orion-based genetic manipulated with the bird wings. Yeah.
Oliphants, which are like little elephant things that fly.
Okay. There are cryptids that look like elephants. They're called Darrow. And then there's another one called, there's like a dragon elephant type of hybrid too. I've seen that.
These are like other angel divine warrior things.
like seraphim and all that. But seraphim translates to large, giant lizard. So yeah, giant serpent.
And there's another one of those little elephant things.
All right. Elephantine is another name for the real ones as well. I've heard that word before.
Constructs are also known as things called warforged. They're basically just like steampunk-esque robots.
Okay. Those are actually a thing. Like if you look in the North Scandinavian mythology, the guardian of Vanaheim was Njord, and he was a robot, very much like the constructs or automatons that are in Elder Scrolls. The dwarves guard their structures with them. And also the Isle of Crete was guarded by Talos, one that was like an Iron Man looking one, and then you have a Malta, which is like a C3PO type ones that were there as well, looking ones. So yeah, that's a common theme as well that comes up.
There's an undead dragon.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like the one in the Soul Cairn in the Elder
Very
Scrolls.
similar. Yep. What is this? Sendios? Oh, that's just a red dragon. Okay. And then there's just other red dragons, which are just like your basic fantasy fire-breathing dragon.
Okay, that's interesting. That's one of the more common types of real dragons, like also like the Chinese Oriental-looking ones as well. And there are family lineages. I found like the Khan family lineage actually had like a dragonborn transformative capability, like a werewolf. It's like a were-dragon type of deal. It's an uncommon trait. I found it.
Then there's elementals. So Jinn.
Okay.
3 different types.
Uh-huh.
Summon them.
Yeah, jinns, some look like fish, some look like genies, like you expect like an actual person that like Hellboy. There's another one of them too. Fire Dune, you know.
Yeah. Very classic, like genie look.
Mm-hmm.
Other elementals include air. There's air elementals. They just kind of look like a ghost.
Mm-hmm. There's a will-o'-the-wisp type ones I've run across where they're plasmoid type ones, and there's air elemental types like that too. The will-o'-the-wisp ones are nasty. I've run into those before. They're a nasty entity. They're plasmoid mixed with like plasma mixed with like energy, and some are green, some are blue, some are like red, some are white. They're annoying. Like with ghosts, though, if you see a plasmoid like thing, that just means the frequency's off. There was an example in Doctor Who where they found this ghost haunting in this house, and the doctor scans the frequency level of what it was. And he goes, well, this looks like a ghost at first glance, but the frequency's off. But peeling back the layers, it ended up being a person, a human. So in a different frequency pocket dimension. So trying to reach out for help. So.
There's Myrmidon, which are like upgraded elementals. Druids can turn into it with combat wild shape. And wizards can conjure them. Ancient mephits are like little, I don't know, they're like long-nosed, flying bat, demonic-looking things, but they're in elemental form.
Yeah. I've seen like long-faced elemental types. I've seen pterodactyl-looking beings too that are dimensional. Some people have nicknamed them pterodactyls, but I don't think they're completely that. But it's unless they're time traveling from some other time frame or parallel dimension or something. But yeah, there's some similar to that. Some believe that it was cloned from a lab, like in Jurassic Park, things of that nature.
Is there like dwarf and master craftsmen from another plane that are made of bronze and fire?
Okay, that's like with the dwarves, like from Lord of the Rings, or the ones that we were talking to on GSC that time, Screed and Skosh, when they came through. Similar.
Earth elementals are like mud and stone, like hulking gorilla beast things.
There can be combination elementals where they're bits of nature, where they just turned into a sentient life form. Some are feral, other ones are guardians of an area. Other ones, like I look like see like gnarled tree branches and mud and leaves and things of that nature. Some people think banshees are part of that, but those are more in the elf tall white range, where they had that chirping, screeching noise. Where they were, some of the Lancaneer clans were part of the soul trade, so they'd make a chirp in a graveyard or a screech for people to come collect the souls. But the guys you were talking about are more of a combination element, like element fusion type of thing. It happens.
Earth Myrmidon are just the Earth version of the Air Myrmidon I showed, so more like an upscaled elemental, just summonal thing. The Fire Elemental looks like the Air one, but it's just fire.
Okay, there are fire ones. So I've seen fire fairies and everything too, where they're in an element like that.
There is the fire myrmidon, which looks kind of like a cool Sauron-esque like summon.
Yeah, interesting.
Then there's also the flaming sphere, which is just a big molten ball that you can like have as an ally.
There are of course, there's the AI spheres. There's also orbs that are mini spaceships. Then you have elemental type ones as well. That would probably fall into that category.
Grease elemental. So grease is like a thing you can like use to make people slip. And it also it looks like the Earth one, but it's literally just like fat and grease.
Okay.
They have a Memphit as well. The Hell Sphere is an upgraded version of the Fire Sphere, and it's literally one that you can only run into in the Hells.
Okay. And some of those dimensions, like Oblivion type ones, will have some of these spheres guarding it. Sometimes AI ones will guard bases with cages and stuff in place for prisoners, but it's a similar concept. Yeah.
Ice, like one of those little bat creature things. A lava elemental, which is again just like a fire, which is kind of like the Earth one, but it's just made of lava.
Mm-hmm.
A stony. What is a stony? I don't remember these. Oh, that's a specific named elemental. Mud elementals, mud Memphit, water elemental. It's gonna look like the ghost thing, but it's made out of water.
And there are mer types that are water tubules that are similar, like in the movie The Abyss. It's very similar to that, where they can travel in water tubules. It's not as common as, say, some of the Myrmidon. Some of the Myrmidon will, like Aquaman, will form these water tubules as like weapons too. I've run into that too.
There's Fey type races, so there's Dryads that look like that.
Okay. Yeah, I've run into Dryad forms that are like that too, that have plant mixed with like human-like features. Yeah.
There are hags. So that's what she looks like in her human form. When you run into her, and then that's like her hag form.
Okay, yeah, that's like the classic hag entity I was talking about before. They live in these in-between like dimensional spaces, in between sleep and wake states. Some of these hag entities do, but they're an Atlantean fracture basically. But that was created by Enlil when he captured a bunch of people in Antarctica. They're like the sorcerers from the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves look with the apple kind of deal. Oh, yeah.
These are red caps. They're kind of like I don't know. They remind me of the Harry Potter goblins, but they're not goblins in this.
Okay, yeah, they do look like the Harry Potter goblins actually a lot. There are basic looks of gnomes and goblins, and like Dobby the house elf, brownie type of types, or like boggart types that look like that too. But a lot of them are related.
So now we're off of the Fae category, and we go to fiends. These are like demons and things.
Okay.
So we're gonna start like low with imps. So there's different types of imps. They're all basically the same. They're either red or black, and they just have wings and horns.
Oh yeah, I encountered something like this on my trip to Nebraska. There was a demon that got wrapped into my core that was very similar. Elena told me these were servant types, that we had a name for them, which would be like imp. So, and this is exactly what this looked like. My mother had to remove this thing. This thing wasn't stupid. It wasn't like a bottom feeder. It was highly intelligent, but it wasn't like alpha. It was more like it could figure out problems fairly easily and try to cancel out energy if you're trying to push it off of you, things of that nature. It wasn't dumb, but it wasn't like top of the line.
In this, they're like the lowest level. We actually fought a couple imps. I think we fought like the basic. There's a cursed imp that one's a green. The lesser imp is the one we fought right in the opening there. We fought a couple of these. A gilded imp. I think these are silver. Oh, they're gold. They're in the House of Hope, right? No, they're not. I don't remember where you run into those. After imps, then you have incubi. It's like a sex.
Oh yeah, incubi, succubi, those are the sex demons. You know, a friend of mine in Nebraska said he had one follow him around, and on the ghost box there was this girl ripping him a new one on there for whatever reason. I didn't know he had banished a succubus to a graveyard. Before that, he did not tell me this, or to a sanctified area. When we went to Wyuka Cemetery, this being popped up on the ghost box. So yeah, I've encountered incubi and succubi, and some of my clients have as well.
Marigons. These are like foot soldiers of hell. They're just like beasts that wear these golden masks.
Okay.
They use like halberds.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen one like that.
They all just wear the same mask. They all look the same. Some are just stronger than others. Well, Thorns, that is like they're like big hulking demons that fight. They're not usually like they're usually like leaders like lieutenant level. They're not like actual leaders, but they're leaders of like demonic hordes.
I've seen bigger, like berserker like ones like that. In the SSP, people would get eaten by and sacrificed to ones like that. I called them berserker class when I came across them, and I got whacked in the chest by one of those with a large, like scaly, like scabby looking hand. I call them walking scabs sometimes because they have like these boil like things on them. Sometimes being around lava tubes, and those are the ones that people say smell like sulfur. Draco, yes, it's a type of Draco, but it's like more of a tunneling type of one. That's like the big classic one with the horns. Uh,
Cambions are just like your average demon.
okay. Yeah, those I've seen types before where they're like a devil looking. Sometimes they're red, blue, green. I've seen yellow, black, and they look like just a person that's like smooth and has horns. I've run into that before.
Archdevils. These are like the leaders of all the devils. So Zariel is one.
Okay.
You don't run into her in game, but they talk.
Okay, that's like a tall white or Orion, like one of the Orion class ones, with the white hair.
And Mephistopheles is another like main one. He's like a big enemy in a couple other games, but he's only mentioned. These like archdevils aren't. You don't see them in game. Giants are next. You have ogres. They just look kind of dumb and stupid. There's no.
Oh, I've run into that before. There's a name for them. They call them Kokna in the galactic cultures. There are ogre types. There's like this one with beards that you mistake for dwarves sometimes, and they like to tunnel. They like to mine, and these not like the dwarves. They like to mine too, but for a purpose. These guys are just stupid, and they'll just like dig, and like hurt people. So yeah.
Humanoids. I went through the races, so.
Okay.
There's a couple ones that aren't possible to play, like hobgoblins. I'll show one of those.
Okay. I wonder why they made it not possible to play as a hobgoblin. Oh, that's interesting.
I think because they're not like intelligent.
Oh, okay. I've seen servant races before that are dumb that look like they would be really intelligent, but they're stupid. That they're genetically bred to be dumb.
This is another non-playable race. They're called Drider, and they're like spider on the bottom, humanoid on top.
Okay. Oh, yep. I've run into these arachnid type races before. They're dimensional, but they were genetically created. They were an Anunnaki creation a long time ago. There's a half human, half spider type, and then there's a full spider type. The reason you're seeing a lot of these concoctions and creations, Poseidon's and Odin, unfortunately, are guilty of some of this too, and Lil's definitely guilty of it. Where they created some of these constructs. Another race called the Forbosi created a race called the Alarum, which then Poseidon stole their DNA, created unicorns and centaur types and stuff like that. So you're dealing with different races of geneticists. They do them for different purposes, like familiars, workers, things of that nature. Now they've just fallen into other species types after this long dimensionals.
Bugbears are next. They're kind of like those other hobgoblin things, but they're furred.
Oh yeah, I've heard of bear squatch types before, but like a type of squatch, but it's like a bear. So, but I'm thinking what people are thinking is a bear is a type of dog man. To tell you the truth, but yeah, there's also otter types and beaver-looking ones too that have been mistaken for other like dogmen and things of that nature too, and Sasquatch.
Then there are kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
These are little you can kind of tell they're like little reptilian things.
Oh yeah, I've seen little reptilians like that are probably 3 feet high. I've seen them running in and out of people's houses. They are a type of Draco. There was a client that said she woke up to a high-pitched whine and saw this little Draco standing next to her bed, like a little reptilian like that, and go, "Hey, bitch, You know, it was actually trying not to show emotion, but it was actually astonished that she snapped out of the paralysis field and everything. Opened her wardrobe that she had and jumped through it like a portal, kind of like the line of Witch in the Wardrobe. That's where you get the idea from. There's elf groups that actually create a whole dimension to where you can portal through a wardrobe or closet. And they can, they're part of the interverse or dimensional worlds within worlds, or the alignment of the spheres or conjunction of the spheres line up to where a closet can be used as a portal. Where I had a dream where there was this little girl like hugging this doll and trying to get away from this Orion nun type person, and the elf was speaking to her through the doll, and this guy named Travin was his name, spoke to her through the doll, and he said that people could pass through into a portal through their closet or wardrobe. That's where some of these reptilians come in and out of too, and closets can be inlets for insectoids, any type of, sometimes demons, good beings too, and ghosts. I always tell ghosts and good beings don't use the damn closets as portals. But it's you see these little reptilian types that do that a lot, unfortunately.
So these guys are interesting. They live in like big groups. And they used to be enslaved by dragons. Now they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They love shiny things, and they dig like really elaborate tunnel like communities that are always trapped to high hell because they're paranoid that the other ones will steal from them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there are some that I'm being told by our resident dragon that story is actually true, where they actually had a servant, like a reptilian-esque type of.
Ah, Azamar. These guys are cool. My one character that I'm playing is an Azamar at the moment on like tabletop D&D.
Oh, okay.
Azamar are basically demigods.
Kind of like almost angelic-ish type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're connected to a god, and that god is kind of their parent.
Okay.
Or they're like Pelno Lightstrike, where they're like a piece of a god living out.
And that can happen in an aspect of a god, or like the Dragonborn's an aspect of Akatosh type of deal. You know.
So gnolls are weird. They're almost like a werewolf, but they come out of a infected hyena when the hyena dies. It's very odd. I don't understand how to. But
there are dogmen that are hyena looking. They tend to they're like tribal, and they tend to congregate up in your area of the woods, like up in the upper northeast of the United States on the East Coast. So you don't see them down here. You don't see the hyena looking ones down where I am, but further up north, up in that area, you do. But it's like almost like it's a werewolf type situation. Could they have infected a hyena with the werewolf virus to get that look? Yeah, I don't doubt that's true. I haven't heard that, but yeah.
then there's Dwergar. They're like dark dwarves. They're a subclass of dwarf, like a subrace of dwarf.
Okay.
And then there's deep gnomes. They're like a darker version of gnomes. Same thing. It's basically like a dark elf version of a gnome and a dwarf.
Well, also like a Falmer in a way, or a like a Demora Scamp or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not negative. They're just a race of intelligent humanoid.
Oh, okay. They're not evil though. Okay.
Yeah. No. Monstrosities include doppelgangers. So these are like, they're actually like a demonic form, but they take the form of other people.
Yeah, doppelgangers are interesting because usually the legend is by the time you're being copied, synths fall under this category too. I've noticed synthetics like you see in Fallout 4. They'll take the place of the person, like a changeling. People blamed fairies for this back in Ireland, where they would switch a child out with a changeling, and then that would be the evil being. That's more alien abduction. I mean, some Fae did that too, but that was mainly alien abduction that people were seeing, and they replace them with a pre-programmed different individual. But yeah, doppelganger is like that. By the time you're seeing the double, you're already being replaced. They showed this in The Outer Limits in the '90s TV series, where an actor by the name of Alan Thicke played a reporter one time interviewing somebody that was in the deep state programs and stuff like that. And at the end, you see another version of himself walk up to himself saying, okay, I'm taking your place now, that type of thing. And he was skeptical until he saw his doppelganger at that point. And that does happen. Some people are replaced with a duplicate of themselves. It actually, unfortunately, it's not common, but it's not rare either. So if somebody's personality changes over very quickly, you can't always blame doppelganger. Sometimes it's V2K, sometimes it's possession oppression, but Most of the time it's that, but then you have the doppelganger things that pop up, and synthetic versions will pop up two of them. The ETs created that, like in Fallout. So I've run into all variations of that in some form or fashion. Mostly possession, oppression, V2K, but doppelgangers do happen. Unfortunately, changelings do happen.
These are enter caps. They're basically a humanoid spider.
Okay, there's one of those human spider variations again. Yeah. That
No,
one.
these ones are like more spider than human. They just have a humanoid form. These are these are not like intelligent. These are just like a creature that you fight.
Oh, like feral. Yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense. Some of those creatures that were created regressed. If they were intelligent, they regress. Like in Doctor Who, you see these crab-like beings that the Doctor says are empire builders, and this guy goes, "Oh, it doesn't look like it." It's because they de-evolved into these gas inhaling like crab-like things that were taking up exhaust fumes from vehicles and everything. But yeah, I've seen things regress, kind of like the Falmer regressed in Skyrim. So yeah.
Harpies, like your classic harpy.
Okay, that'd be Owlwitch. You know, that would they go after children and such. That's more of the Owlwitch is kind of an imp-like class, but highly intelligent. That's one of the Native Americans, like the second most dangerous bad guy. The first one's reptilian form, snake god form. But that imp, not imp, but that particular harpies are a form of Owlwitch and maybe imp combination type of thing. You see them in Zelda too a lot too.
Hook horrors.
Okay. Let's see.
They're just like this crazy avian Underdark beast. So the Underdark, let me say this. The Underdark is like almost like a Gartha.
Okay.
It's a world under the surface of the world. And it's made up of caverns and stuff, and there's societies down there. That's where all like the deep like the deep gnomes, the Dwergar, and the like dark elf people that I was telling you about, they all come from there.
Okay, that makes sense. Underground, yeah.
They're dark. They got that purple skin because they like don't have sunlight. These are just like a beast that's down there, and they've got like scythe claws, and yeah, they're just a creature down there that you fight and you have to fight.
Interesting. Yeah, that's like in Agartha, there's these weird variations. I found out that the societies down there aren't as numerous as we thought. We're dealing with like the descendant lineages and some of the regressed creatures that live down there like that. And also some reptilian and raptor types that are down there. So, I mean, of course, forest people, Sasquatch, Dogman, all that, that's down there too. But bird type that's down there, some of those are dimensional. A lot of them aren't around anymore, but most of them are dimensional.
These are cool. Phase spiders can teleport.
Interesting. Yeah, there are spiders that can let off an bioelectric field that are dimensional and can jump it through portals and phase like that. So that's actually accurate. I also saw the ones in Skyrim where you can create ones that blow up and they got fire around.
Yep. Yeah, these are like teleporting giant spiders.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of those where they jump through portals and such. Yeah, they glow too. Sometimes they'll go blue or red or purple. So yeah.
Ooh, a slayer. These are basically these are what a ball spawn. So a ball spawn is actually what you are when you're playing the Dark Urge. This is like their ultimate form. They're basically an evil god's like reckoning beast. And I don't know how to describe them other than that. Like they're just a crazy powerful beast that if you're playing the Dark Urge, I think you can become one. But there's a bad person in the game that you fight as one of these as well.
It's kind of like a bulwark or a like something that's thrown at an army, like what I said with that Relic movie before, something that was created just to throw at like your opponent, kind of.
Yeah, Baal is one of the negative gods of D&D, and Baal. These are what like his children can do.
Okay, that makes sense that they'd have him create those. That would be Enlil as well. So creating these things to throw at people, because Enlil created a lot of these creepy ass things like imps and different concoctions and stuff like that, like the spider ones and stuff like that. So this makes sense that they'd put that in there.
And we have wargs,
like a reptilian type of thing. Yeah.
Oh, and then we have wargs, which are just like they're taken right out of Tolkien. They're just like a evil wolf. thing.
Hellhound type of deal. But now certain dog types, there's one called a Karmishka where they are like a dimensional hellhound that seems to be like a foreshadowing of doom. People see that as a symbol. They even showed them in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year edition one where they showed them as like an omen. With wargs, that they're slightly different. They're like a dark like dog, but they don't do dimensional shifting. They're just a servant. Type one from underground. So and some dimensional, but they're not like the Karmishka shifting hellhound types.
So now we move on to oozes. These are literally just like gelatinous beings. They're just an enemy class. And then they can, the grease ball ones can't, and you can set these on fire, which is kind of funny. But the strange ox, which is it's not like a really spoiler thing, but only certain people can interact with it and get it to come out. It is one of these that has taken the shape of an ox and is basically using it to live amongst people.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, the goo ball one. Sometimes the nano clusters look like that, but they're also some of those goo ball type dimensional things. Some life forms chose to stay in that form. Like you had Crumb told us, like when the giants and titans were evolving. What ended up happening was they started out as spirit and then went into like a gelatinous form and then got bone, blood, all of this and evolved that way, and where they could be more physical. But gelatinous ones, some life forms chose to stay in that way, and a lot of them are feral that I've run across, like you see in the game. And also that bull that you were shown before. That's like an apis bull. That's another, or an oryx. That's like so that's also a genetic. That's a genetic mutant from the past too, from the time of Baal and Enlil and all of them back then, where they would use these things. They would genetically create these bulls. Also in Egypt, they were highly revered. They were considered. They were very mean, but at the same time, if you beat one in battle, they were. It was considered an honor. Also, they were honored inside of sarcophagi tombs in Egypt and stuff like that too. So it's very similar to that, in my opinion.
Now we're into plant beings. So start with the myconids. These are cool. I'm going to let's go with this one. They are basically fungal humanoids. They communicate through spores and telepathy. And what they can do is when like a living entity dies, they can like use their spores to like bring it back as like one of them.
Okay, like again, an infected zombie, like the mushroom zombies in like The Last of Us or something like that, where but similar, like zombie turning like or a bug turning again turning into a zombie because of a fungus or something like that. It's very similar to that. I've seen that effect, kind of like the flood almost, but not quite. I've seen this kind of effect where there are plant demons. I was talking about those Venus flytrap vampiric demon types I get creeped out by. I saw an aquatic version too that was an underwater plant version. Tar water tends to stop one of them. The other one is silver, but this or colloidal silver, but this one is, both of them do that. But this, yeah, I haven't seen a humanoid plant thing except on one occasion. It was galactic, and it was considered to be an experiment Galactics had to quarantine, where the Orions had created something as a weapon a long time ago, and it ended up becoming a sentient species that just wanted to pass its spores along. Or like in the show The Expanse, where you see that AI form that was like the glowing nanoparticles that's kind of similar to this and the flood put together, where they would kind of infect a person and change them over to that. But it was galactic in origin during the Orion Wars. So that's the only time I've seen anything remotely close to this. But that was in the Akashic Records. I don't think it exists anymore. But that's the only time I saw it was when I was reading the Akashic. Vanilla Akashic was something like that. I just don't think it exists anymore. But I think during the Orion Wars, it had a purpose. But I think it changed form after a while, because when we were looking into another time frame. This is when channelers look into other time frames. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't know when you're looking at half the time. And I found out it was extreme ancient past when I saw this, but I only saw it once, so it was quite a while ago. So
way you were like, oh, it's a thing that wants to spread its spores,
Hmm.
reminds me of the theory that Terence McKenna had.
Mhm.
Terence McKenna, if you people don't know, a lot of like people who are into psychic stuff might know who he is. He's basically like the father of modern like psycho drug use, like using like shroom psychedelic drugs, so shroom, DMT, and stuff. And when he was in the Amazon, he was on a lot of mushrooms at the time, and he basically said that he met with these that psilocybin cubensis, the magic mushroom,
Mhm.
told him that it was from before, it was from other planets, and that it waits for other beings to get it and spread it around the universe.
Okay, that actually makes sense. That actually coincides with what I was looking at before. I didn't know he'd actually said that, so it was
But
yeah.
we have to. It's not like a sentient thing. Like it's not like a not a sentient. It's not like a humanoid thing. It's literally just a mushroom. And we can't take it as like word of fact because he was on mushrooms. But
Well, true, but I mean, you open up that side of you, but you can't take it as sacrosanct.
You can't take everything that comes out of a mushroom trip as real unless like there's a lot of you have to do a lot of discern.
Oh, there's a lot of discerning you have to do, but part of that is true. It's kind of like the flood and kind of like a mushroom virus at the same time, sort of. And like I said, I don't think it exists anymore. Unless it's on a very, very, very different level than that. But that actually makes sense that somebody else at least touched in a small way on it. But there's a lot of discernment you have to do in a state like that. A lot of it. But it's similar to what I was looking at, and also like with the vessels you were seeing before that were fleshy. Anything that a humanoid version would, if it were more sentient, would come up with would be a fleshy type of vessel. Most of them were instinctual, like feral. So it was meant as like throwing a bulwark at something or a weapon of some kind. The same as the relic thing before I was mentioning. But if anything evolved into a sentient thing, it was isolated. And it does again. They're not. I don't believe they're around anymore. It was just a throwback from the Orion War.
There's different types of myconids as well. So some different have different effect. Like these ones can put like a nausea effect on you and will do poison damage.
Some cryptids are that way. There's like these female like imp or not imp. There are succubi types that look like cactus and plants. I've run into that type of thing before in Arizona. Very rarely though. Okay.
And then there's Glut, which is like this fat myconid that's you can either help him overthrow the current sovereign of the myconid, so they have like a leader called sovereign. You can have him overthrow that and install him as that, or you could just kill him. There's really no he doesn't give you anything really to help you
at all, basically. And also another throwback to the one you said previously, the one I said it was like a female entity. Think Poison Ivy on the other one. But
this is the
um,
Spa is the current myconid leader, and he looks cool, so that's why I usually side with him.
yeah, okay. Some of them I don't doubt could be some good, some of those consciousnesses too. But the other one, the female one, think Poison Ivy with the spores and everything, man. So yeah.
So that's the myconids. Oh, Grasping Vine is literally just a vine that like people can summon to hold things in place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like the plant demon, but I've also heard of spells that you can literally make vines grow and hold people. So that I've heard of that before. Even though you see it in a lot of these games, that happens to be true.
A shadow creeper is basically the same thing, but it's just like a corrupted by a shadow curse that's over the land in a certain part of the game.
Oh, okay. Then it would just be a dark version of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see, shadow cursed. These are just like corrupted plants within the shadow curse.
Oh yeah, you can corrupt bits of nature. I've seen that before, where you can corrupt bits of nature. Certain like Wendigo fall under this territory, where they're a semi-sentient, feral type of thing that was created that could literally suck the life out of an area, but also kind of like you see in The Witcher, those lichen type of things where they can grow vines over everything and everything. Yeah, I've actually seen a version of Wendigo that are cannibalistic, and another version that are the animal skull version where they're land corruption or curse too. They're creepy entities, very creepy. So
Woodwoads are a plant creature found in it's found in a specific part of the map. They're territorial and they're used as like guardians, and they're usually made during ritual by like druids.
Hmm.
And they're just like a humanoid tree thing.
That's like a Spriggan almost in
Yeah.
Elder.
Yeah. Well, you can. Well, the cool thing is if you do the Conjure Woodland Being, which is it makes the Dryad that we showed earlier.
Mhm.
They can use something called Fallen Lover to summon one of these, so you actually get 2 allies for the price of 1.
Hmm. Okay.
So Conjure Dryad is wizards can do it and druids can do it.
Okay.
And now our final area is we have the undead. There's ghosts. So just a normal. We'll do Vengeful Soul, which is like just a soul that you fight. There's also
Or bound being. Vengeful souls will fall under bound being, where something good will attack you if it's bound because it's bound by something dark, like a spell or something. I've run into that too. Or
the Cult of Baal also can like summon ghosts.
Okay.
And a lot of these ghosts things are Baal spawn that have like, which are like the children of Baal. And because Baal is one of the gods of death, their like Baal spawn ghosts can be used to like call on and like get their wisdom.
Okay.
Then there's skeletons, your average fantasy skeleton enemy.
Okay. Yeah.
In the crypt there. Vampires. So we'll just use Asterion. He's a vampire spawn. So in D&D, there's 2 levels of vampires. Vampire spawn, so a vampire will bite you and turn you into a vampire spawn initially. And basically you are now an undead. Actually, vampire spawn. So is there a way to like talk about what a vampire spawn is? Basically, he is complete. If he didn't get the parasite, he would be completely under control of the vampire that turned him. He's basically like a slave.
Okay.
And the vampire that turned him is Cazador Star, which is this guy. You can free him from that. So once the parasite would be removed, if you don't get rid of Cazador, or essentially, yeah, if you just don't get rid of Cazador, Asterion would have to like go back into his service.
Oh, okay.
There is a way for a normal vampire spawn to become a higher vampire like Cazador, which is by if Cazador allowed Asterion, the vampire spawn, to drink his blood. Free him of that, but most vampire lords wouldn't do that because they want slaves and they don't want a rival. So you can get Asterion to become a vampire lord when you defeat Cazador. That's kind of a spoiler to the end of Asterion's quest. There's a lot that goes into it, though, so I'm not going to spoil that.
Oh, okay, yeah, let people figure that one out. Yeah.
Is this one of... Oh, this is one of Cazador's other dead vampires spawns. And then there's zombies. Your average, just reanimated corpse zombie.
Oh, yeah, you can actually, necromancy, like we said in a previous Halloween episode, yeah, you can bring back the dead as basically a weapon. The same as before with the plant thing or the relic thing I talked about. It's the same basic principle. Just basic
zombies. They're literally just a reanimated corpse. You can do it by doing necromancy spells. Other enemies can do it. I don't know if there's just any place where you just run into them, just like running around. But it's always somebody reanimated a corpse in this.
Okay.
And they don't spread their zombie disease or anything. It has to be a reanimated corpse. That's
okay. Yeah, usually that's how you see it. It's like a reanimated corpse. It's only in more modern times they added the virus thing to it.
Yeah. It's not like a virus. It's just a reanimated corpse. So that was the Beasts of Baldur's Gate 3. There's way more in D&D alone. We went with Baldur's Gate 3 because right now this is a really great way for people who want to get into like the understanding the D&D world and some of the mechanics of D&D to try it in a video game form. But if you want to get into tabletop D&D or already do, you probably know about all kinds of other monsters. In fact, there is one monster that I don't think I saw on this list. Oh, no, it's here. I just didn't see it earlier. The Displacer Beast, that's a cool one too. Basically, it's a panther that can create illusions with those tentacles. And they use the illusions to make you think you're fighting it, but it's actually like behind you. It's going to pounce on you and kill you.
Oh, I've actually seen that where some enemies will either try to get me to chase them biolocate wise, and I don't fall for it. I used to do that years ago, and they lead me into a pack of them, like Draco or any of them into space or out in orbit or moon or anything like that. But this, with that, sometimes you think you're fighting something and it's at your back, and you have to watch. If you're doing etheric combat, you must watch all sides of you.
But yeah, like think about the way a big cat hunts. It like ambushes and stuff. Imagine a big cat that can like create an illusion and then actually be someplace else because they can teleport too to be like behind you.
Now there are cat beings that are protectors that have a similar ability. Like what I said with that portal from Honor Among Thieves before, there are some that have the ability to portal into your space and actually help protect you.
There is a displacer beast in Honor Among Thieves. It's in that maze at the end of the movie.
Yes, yeah.
One of the other things they can do is if they get surrounded, they can actually displace other people by teleporting them to another way so they don't get attacked. But yeah, that was the basically our creature feature and intro to Baldur's Gate. We'll probably do some more like in the later stages of the game when it gets to more the culty dark side of it. But that doesn't really fit into Halloween as much as more just like creepy dark, maybe a winter episode, like a creepy dark cult episode.
And those cats I've run across from the before, like I said, there's been dark and light versions, exactly like what you're seeing the Displacer Beast. That's the same functionality. They originated supposedly from Egypt when people conjured them, and they became again there and created them, during the times of Atlantis, then in Egypt as well, because that's part of it. You had the Eye of Sahara, which was Atlantis City, where Poseidon was, and then you had the rest of Africa. But then this particular creature became a protector. Some became like the negative ones. So, like with anything, both dark and light. You have the Grimpaw that they also had their Pukwudgie counterparts. So now we can get to the spot where we do channeling. Who was it that wanted to talk? I open to anybody that's but truly been no conflicting agendas. There is a dragon that we speak to that actually helps grab things on the property, like little dimensional lizards and crap like that. There's these little dragon-esque like things that grab onto people's hearts and shit like that. Normally, this particular dragon didn't want to talk or do anything. Most of them are hiding from the last, from the Atlantean period. One came through when we were at the Sarada at the convention or the conference that talked about when most of them were almost extincted and they had to hide. So Burgess is this one's name. Do you want to talk, Burgess? Normally he just doesn't care to, but True Benevolent Burgess only. Well, I'll make sure it's you first before I do anything. Lizards, I tend to get a little leery, but with him, he's cool. So, okay, let me see. Okay, True Benevolent Burgess only, the dragon. And also, I looked at him recently. A friend of ours looked at him, saw he was quite fat, like that dragon in Honor Among Thieves. Very similar.
Yeah, I know that's actually a specific like D&D dragon that's in the D&D lore. It's not just like a dragon that happened to be fat. That is a specific one, and yeah, he's like a glutton dragon.
Yeah, this one he will eat and eat meat. So obviously that's a true type. I didn't know that was in D&D. Obviously, I was just observing what he did. So, it helps not to know something sometimes, because then you can kind of validate. But let's see. Okay, Burgess, do you want to talk? Obviously, that's not his real name. The one I encountered in Florida was named Bob. One at the Busch Gardens is named Daryl. They use human names to hide. So, another one named David. So at Spirit Lake. So, okay, Burgess. Yes, he is correct. We do like to eat quite a bit. Some of us turned into those gluttonous types because we had and evolved differently because we had to sacrifice flying around like we usually do in favor of just parking our butt in an area, holding the space, and eating. So this is how we created another of our type. You would say a gluttonous dragon, but it's more like holding the space and consuming what tries to cross the bridge, so none can pass, type of thing. Our species will even grab negative ETs from time to time. Some people think that is gross and cannibalistic. I beg to differ on that particular point. We eat to survive. It is not like a cannibal or anything like that. We would see it as just eating our own that way. Yeah, we tend to also guard passes and different earth meridians and things of that nature. Some people have mistaken us for fire dragons and things of that nature. No, those would be Draco that are under the mountainsides. A lot of the creatures, you also under volcanoes, such as all these creatures that you have been speaking of, some were of, like he says, the last great war and conflict. Others are still bountiful. Unfortunately, some of the imp demons tend to frequent your graveyards and supposed sanctified sites. Some of them, unfortunately, were conjured by your Catholic Church in the effort to stay away from the supposed devil. They conjured the devil in that particular way. Enlil created these many centuries ago, along with the curse of Enlil, where he deconsecrated bones so that the ghosts of the earth were bound to their remains within the water and the remains. This is very similar with the impish type of demons. They tend to guard this curse quite regularly, especially if you have a lot of bones and remains. They tend to be near bones quite a bit. Excuse, I must get rid of one thing currently. All right. Now, where our bones reside is a place in Africa you would call the elephant's graveyard. Elephants are a type of dragon that became fattish over a period of time, like mastodon species, also cats and cat-like species. You were talking about the displacer beast. These would be dragon variations as well. Some dragon types came before the Lyrans in a species called Khazad-Thul. We split into a multitude of different types of species, and Lyrans being one component to this. I can go into questions if you like.
Yes. So, well, what to ask? I guess firstly, dragons. Are you a dragon that's like four-legged and two-winged, or a wyvern type that we would designate, kind of like the Skyrim dragons, where it's like two wings and two legs with like hands on the wings?
It is actually all the above with this, a wyvern, also medieval fantasy-esque type, where there are little hands on the wings, but I also have four legs. So there are multiple combinations in between. You have also the cat-dog type looking ones that are Khazad-Dul types you see in Japan and China, as well as gardens, as places, like displacer beast types.
Okay, I meant more like what is your.
Oh yes, mine. You would see me as as like the fattish dragon, like in the Honor Among Thieves, but also I have smaller wings that do have little grappling. You would see them as hands, but they're more like two claws on each side, and then I actually have four legs.
Okay, what color?
You would see me as more of a red, purple, and bluish color. We can shift the scales to be more of a like a iridescent type of tone in that. We can also camouflage to look like an area like a chameleon as well. At least my type can do this.
Okay, cool. And do you breathe any elemental force, such as fire or lightning or whatever?
Fire, yes, because of a gas sac that is within that generates different types of gases. Depending on the coloring we wish to make the flame, we could switch between argon and also different methane gases and different pockets that exist in different frequency pockets within our gullet, you would say. I can switch between several of these gases, converting oxygen into these just to be able to breathe different colored flames. And you may ask, why do you need different colors? It also depends on what enemy type you are coming up against. Battling the different Orion types, you probably noticed in the etheric you have to use a mix between fire and ice together. Isaac showed him this particular bit whereas he was showing him a comical thing from like a Futurama scenario where he was casting a fire and ice type of spell on something fiery ice type of thing. Well, we can do something like this to be able to also make it cold, like a burning cold, like in your Skyrim, you have the ice dragons. These are actually true depictions of the way we operate. Skyrim is the most accurate with the language going back and forth, like the fighting would be like a verbal debate type of thing. And also we can burn symbols into things to very much like your dragon language in Skyrim. And with this, we can take those different flames and different ice particles and also earth, air, fire, water. We can also freeze water, or we can also unfreeze it to be able to convert it to a liquid as well. Some people think we're vomiting when we do this, but it is actually refilling a water reservoir based upon some of the elements in the air. We can grab some of the elements in the air we have combined with some elemental forces to be able to maybe give life to an area, to be able to convert via our skin pores and into those glands and into those sacs, to be able to provide an area life where there wasn't before, you see. Then we can always bring the water back in a different way and digest it and secrete it, then digest it where necessary. Some people consider this a gross trait, but we consider it a necessity of survival. We gained this because of the last war. We had to evolve differently. Some of us evolved some of those more gross-like traits from a human perspective.
Okay. Would you say, okay, so I guess you mentioned.
Let us begin our journey.
I don't know what that was. My phone just decided to set a route for me. My next question, I guess, is what do you eat on a daily basis? It's not just like an entity that comes by.
If we didn't have to consume them in your neighborhoods in the street level per se, it would be more like, say, how you eat meat, like your cattle or your like cows or other animals that you would hunt. Very much like you would have a water buffalo, like your crocodile would go after this, like your wildebeest crossing the stream type of scenario, waiting for one to cross the stream type of thing. It's very much like that. In a natural setting, we would consume meat in large quantities. But some of the beasts of great size do not exist too much anymore, except in different dimensional states and other planets and such. So we end up forcing ourselves to go after entities and such. This changed some of our physiology, but under regular circumstances, it would have been, since the resources aren't as plentiful, they would be larger versions of like that bull, like Apis bull-sized or orc-sized type of thing, minotaur-ish type of thing. Even though that's a genetic construct all its own, we wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. They are more of a sentient species that does, like in your Theseus and the Minotaur, they like to create problems by which they solve them. They also create problems for other people by which they test them with. This is why King Aegeus put Theseus into the Minotaur's maze in order to test his mettle against one of these thinking species. But with us, some of us that were thrown into these scenarios as humans evolved civilization after Atlantis's falling. But the type of food that we would eat was actually quite large and in large quantities. Some other races have provided for us as well, but we tend to want to hunt for ourselves. There's not many of the large dragon species left for those obvious reasons, and also hiding from our enemies.
Okay. I guess my next question would be, do you guys have a hierarchy of like dragon culture in the way that, like, say Alduin ruled over the dragons of Skyrim, or Tiamat is like the goddess and mother of dragons in D&D?
We did at one point have such this in the Khazad-Thul realm of where we had royalty. The one named Bob talked about Lentazar and Relento being the royalty around him and Joanna, but they were in a different time frame. We are starting to resurrect some of that hierarchy amongst ourselves, where we have formed cohesive groups that have a hierarchy by what we once knew. Then we are the descendants of those groups. But yes, in our history, we did have that in that game, in Baldur's Gate, and also in in Skyrim, you are seeing elements of the ancient past, very much like you have Parthex, Alduin, and the like, and also Akatai. Those were supposed to be Enki and Lil Anu in their own variation, but you get the idea of our past where we used to have those. Werewolves had the same, where they used to have something called a Primordian, where they were the head of a pack. They're very, very rare, just like our royalty is very, very rare. There is maybe one or two left in that royalty, but they are scattered. A couple of them are scattered. You would say per capita one or two, but we do not necessarily have that cohesiveness like we once did, like you see depicted in these games. Very much like Skyrim, you see now the dragons that exist now. We're more closer to your the modern era. In that, the third era, it would be we're more like that, where we don't have the hierarchy any longer.
Okay. Do you have, I guess my next question is what entities do you normally come across that you would feed on?
These are mainly little lizard types. They are technically a Sarda dragon. They are a dimensional little pest. You would see them as more like a fly in your house, or a mosquito that would attach you and draw blood from you. This is kind of what we see, but we tend to consume a lot of these, or you would see a lot more of them in your realm. Some of your government agencies, he was pointed out at the conference when someone saw one attached to him as he was flicking it off, and Bob grabbed it. These things, some of your government agencies are even involved with time travel or dimensional travel. They tended to bring these into your dimension. They actually come from a pocket dimension, other parts of the multiverse. They are actually quite annoying, but there's also other ones that are also some of those displacer beast cat types that are negative. They technically are a dragon type, but they are not. We tend to consume them if they cause problems. There are other ones that like some ghoul types we don't really touch because they reek of death. They tend to be around dead bodies and death energy. Those are Neanderthal, piggish looking type entities that you wouldn't want to be around. There are also Draco reptilians. We will not consume them except on a very rare basis, especially if they're nano infested. We tend to get infected with nano clusters ourselves. He saw one by the name of Plutus one time that had been consumed by a nano cluster in his eye, made him look kind of like the Terminator. It was very similar to this, where the Force people had to remove that particular dragon. That unfortunately that happens to us. We're susceptible to these particular types of anomalous type of things. Now, the ones we consume on a regular basis, other than those little dragon-like ones, are not, they kind of look human-esque in a way. These are an entity type that likes to take the form of ET Pleiadian forms. He's encountered them on a multitude of occasions. There's also a Taigetan variation that have been around that we don't really touch. But there is an entity type that mimicked some of these galactic forms that is more, you would say, feral. That is semi-solid, semi-incorporeal, but they are meatish enough to where we can keep grabbing those, or you would have a major issue with them. That's one that he's encountered, but does not know that he's encountered, if that makes sense.
Okay. And any, I guess, apart from questions about dragons in particular, is what is your opinion of the depiction of things that were shown today?
Fairly accurate, as he was saying, with a lot of the different species types, especially the arachnid types. There's also dragon types. There's also like some of your men types, also lizard types, and the one was said to be a dragon type. Is there one that's a man form? Yes. Can we shift back and forth with certain lineages, like the Khan lineage, that's the Untumid lineage? Of course, there are some of those royalty, like your Khan lineage, that is left. Like I said, there are a few. But with the way that one was depicted, kind of like dogmen, where some of them are just a solid form and not a shifter, there are those as well. But there are some that can shift to a lizard man form as well. But there are some that can shift to a human looking form as well. not many left, but the ones that are actually slightly more dimensionally frequent are the ones that you showed there in the game, where they are a man-like form. They are slightly more frequent. Some of us had to downsize, so we weren't consuming so much. Some of us could not, so we just kind of evolved the fat form, so to speak, the gluttonous form. The other ones formed a man form. They are often mistaken for Draco, but they are just like what you depicted there. They're almost like a bearded dragon look, and they do wear armor. They are often mistaken for either white Draco, or they come in a variety of different colors, but they are all like black, red, yellow, green, like a gecko or a chameleon or something. There's also shorter ones that live in mountains. That he met one by the name of Yargasa or a Jaeger that was saying not all lizard species are evil. They are more of a chameleon type. They are related to this group as well. They were created on Atlantis as a familiar out of our DNA. So they're for both the other groups, and Poseidon and his people. I don't want to say his ilk because he's actually positive, but at least now, anyway, created some of these species. But the dragon form evolved like that naturally, where they wanted to shift between the larger form that consumed too much and the man form, and that's the form they got. So that's very accurate.
Okay, well, that does it for my questions. Any closing remarks would be appreciated.
He was surprised when I showed up, because he had a distrust of dragons for a while because of what happened with Lentazar, Relento, and Plutus. But he was just seeing what happened to those other two in wartime, and another one that had become corrupted. So I would be leery as well. But he has come to, in recent times, come to trust some of our kind once again after encountering and using the discernment heart space to be able to determine what our kind are all about. So just know that not all lizard species are bad. That's like saying a lot of your snakes are bad and they're just instinctual, or just saying that because of one draconian type species. That even though our species, dragon and Draco, was a root word of the word dragon, the Orions push those two together to make us seem like the same species. That's how you defeat your enemies. Sometimes, if you can't defeat the size and bulk and the power, you use psychological warfare. And that's exactly what happened. Just like he makes the Martian Germans look ridiculous by calling the lieutenant and the commandant Hans and Franz, makes them look retarded. That's what they try to do to us, but with a dark intention, with their own servants. So this is why I will leave this, but I thank you for allowing me through today. And he's pestered me for months to talk, so there we go.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. So yeah, he's I have a dragon head in the other room that I put some skull beads in the top of the dragon's head. I have Sedona dirt and some bluish, iridescent, mica powder I put in the top of it, and that's basically what he looks like the deep maroon red mixed with like shifting scales and everything. And on the skull beads added a connection to spirit in there. Jack-o'-lantern faces will do it, and I found out God's eyes will do it. These are shells that have the spiral on them. All variations of God's eyes will allow like a connection to spirit. If you had shungite and everything in there, it really helps. Silver, all that really helps. That's what I did. I put 5 different skull beads. I was only told I needed 1. And they're not easy to get anymore, the legitimate ones. A bone will do it, but that's iffy. You don't want to use an actual bone from a dead anything. It's you're gravitating into blood and bone and hair type magic at that point, and soul binding crap, and you don't want to do that. But it's blood rituals are tricky, and hair and sweat and everything. That's why I'm anal about if something drops into something, I have to throw it out. You don't want it. But with this, yeah, the dragon skulls I make are all on the same par. Forest people, it's the same way. I use their statues and do the same thing with them. But they don't allow coloring in their stuff. They said, that's dragons, that's fairies, we don't want it. But they want all natural colors, like what they look like. Dragons, they want the glitter, they want the loud colors, they want the shifting stuff. They want that. So that's just them. Most pieces, but that's where we ran into him. He showed up after I made this one skull. I knew I had to keep it, and I knew it had to be in the living room facing this door, and that's where he comes in from. It's like from the light we have by the main door, he comes in and looks this direction. If you move that, he gets kind of mad. Like if we put in a drawer one time, he complained. So it's obviously helping. He's helping us out, and he's helping himself out. So it's basically a conducive agenda or benevolent agenda that there's no conflict there. So I know I skewed a little bit, but Ryan, do you have anything else before we take this out?
No, I don't.
Okay, so thank everybody for watching the show. I know it was a little long, but at least you get the idea of what we were trying to explain in this creature feature. And thank you for getting on the channel and looking at this particular episode. This will air on Halloween itself. You're actually seeing it on the 31st. As of this recording, it's the 27th. So I obviously got a lot of editing to do. But with that, I now close this circle within true benevolence and no conflicting agendas as of this moment in time. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye.